Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the series Ancient Cave Tournament bracket portion. Today we have DoctorSwellman versus RaikouRider in our second match of our quarterfinals. It's going to be an exciting race. I've sent the command to start the race, so the racers will be underway momentarily. Thank you all for joining us. The prediction is up. You can use your channel points. Winner will. DoctorSwellman is the 2 seed. RaikouRider is the 7th seed. We are underway. Out of the house and right into Tucson on our very first map on floor 1. Immediately presented with a billion doors. Doc finds a check room right away, or a skip room. It's the wet towel and pizza skip, so none of those are items that you start with, but as Raikou has found, there are some shops around on Tucson as well, so they may get lucky, get a skip item right away. Raikou hits the bridge. This is a long room to walk across. I've noticed some runners have a difference of ideas. Some, if they see a long room like this when they have more doors to check, they will abandon the long room and go check more doors to see if there's a faster way. Doc loading up on double burgers. 3 of those. There are 3 skips that take burgers. Double burgers work, so he's ready in case he comes to any of the double skips. Secret herbs in this shop. And fresh egg. He doesn't pick up the egg, so he can't get the chicken off of this fresh egg. Hopefully he'll get one. We always want to see our runners be humane. Raikou takes the first fight, uses freeze on the bird to get out of it quicker. Here is the pencil eraser skip. That's the only monkey cave skip with only one monkey in it, is the pencil eraser skip. I can recognize that one. Raikou finds his way to the boss room on floor 1. That's pretty fast considering this had Tucson in it. You see Doc is still going all over these Tucson rooms. It's Starman Jr. That's somewhat of a tough floor 1 boss. Things could go badly. We're going to use the big bottle rocket as we expect. Hopefully Jeff has enough time to get it off. The freeze. Make sure that Jeff has enough time to get it off and live. So we're out of that without a problem, although we did use up our big bottle rocket. So that's a little unfortunate, but Raikou is off of floor 1 that had Tucson in very fast fashion, so he has to be happy with that. Less happy with that sentry robot there immediately after having to use his big bottle rocket, but he navigates around it the first time, and he navigated around it the second time he can. So this is what I was talking about. Some runners will see that long room, that long bridge room, and will turn around and will check the other doors first. Some runners will just commit. As soon as they see a door, they're going to it. It doesn't matter what's on the other side, they're going to fully explore it. Maybe Raikou's the latter type there. And in this case, it paid off. He walked all the way across that bridge, and that did end up being the right path. Doc hasn't even seen that bridge room. He's just gotten a little bit less luckily on the doors he's picked here into that ending up with an insignificant item. Raikou comes up and does end up fighting that sentry robot this time around. We'll see how this fight goes without any big bottle rockets and without a lot, period. Hopefully these first freezes will be enough. Who takes lethal, so he's only going to get the 1 freeze beta off. Raikou's going to go ahead and reset. I think I like that quick reset. As long as there was a save after the floor 1 boss. Casey bat for Doc. Will he equip it? Are we doing Mudville strats? It looks like no. DoctorSwellman is not going to Mudville today. Unfortunate. I always enjoy a trip to Mudville. The Casey bat comes early. It has a high miss percentage, but also a high amount of damage. That's a lot of enemies for Raikou. I hope he's picked up Peaking Fire. He has. That'll solve that problem. That multi-slime pile fight is pretty much dependent on if you've learned fire or not. If you have, it's not a problem, and in fact, it's somewhat okay experience. If you have not learned fire, it's long and tedious and annoying. Cost you some time. Remember, you can get in those channel point predictions if you want. Who you think will win, Doc or Raikou? You can spend channel points. I guess. Don't entirely know how it works, but I hit the buttons to make it work, so it's up. Raikou's checking out. Magicant. It's got a Sandlot bat. That's a little better offense. See if he ends up going all the way down the spiral. It looks like that's going to be a no. Floor 2. You're not expecting good presents, but you certainly could find skip items or Franklin badges on floor 2. That's something to take into consideration. Like progress is slowed a little bit for Raikou on floor 2. Maybe give Doc a chance to catch up. Or jump ahead. He's found the room with 2 burger skips in it. And he has 3 burgers. So he's going to go ahead and take the first skip, see where it goes. Doc is on some other floor. Now both of these skips are off of floor 1. So this isn't a double skip situation. Raikou's found Hype Room. Big Fry Pan. Doc is on 6. He's found the 5th shiny spot from the backside, so that means he's on floor 6. We'll see how this fight goes, see what he decides to do. That means that was a maximum depth skip, that one that he jumped into. 1 to 6 is the maximum depth skip. So, that's fantastic news for Doc after wandering around floor 1 while Raikou got onto floor 2 quickly. Raikou does get to check the free shop in Happy Happy. There's an ultimate bat that's going to give him some quick offense for floor 2. Unstick Fry Pan, not bad either. Not much else there though. He's going to pick up some coins to sell later. That could come into play if this is a Money Light Seed. Doc does take down that enemy. It didn't really matter whether he won that fight or not, because he's going forward and this enemy wasn't blocking his path. He could just take a reset and come right back to this path, as long as he remembered it, of course. However, it is going to give him some nice experience here, so that's helpful for everyone except Jeff. But more importantly, he's on floor 6 and he knows he's on floor 6, so he's going to turn around. Oh, is the prediction not working? Interesting. I don't know if I can do anything about that. I don't appear to have any options to restart the prediction or anything, so I'm sorry about that. Oh, there is delete. Okay, I'll go ahead and try and restart our prediction back here. Alright, maybe that one will work. Pixie's bracelet. So, we're in quite a different situation here. Raikou's on floor 2, but he's loaded up with gear from the free shop. Ultimate Bat, Coins of Silence to sell. Doc, however, is on floor 6, so you've got to feel like that's a better situation. Raikou finds a fresh egg skip. No fresh egg available, so he cannot take it right now. Kind of unfortunate. There's often fresh eggs in the free shop, but none today. Doc finds Happy Happy Village right side. There's 4 gifts I think he could get from there, but they're long and difficult to get to, so he's going to opt not to do that. He does need some equipment. He's on floor 6 with essentially nothing. This is a situation where he could decide to equip that Casey bat just so he has a chance of doing more than 1 damage, which is what Ness would probably be doing when he's bashing the people on the floor. But he probably just doesn't want to be bashing on this floor, period. Until he finds some better equipment. Tries to get away from that present, but here on the south route of Tucson, or on the route between Onett and Tucson, there's very little to dodge from a present with. Fortunately, that lightning hit Jeff and he lived through it. Raikou has found the boss of floor 2. And defeats Captain Strong and will be on to floor 3. Doc with the big skip, having spent a lot more time on floor 1 than Raikou did, who got off of it quickly, means Doc spent enough time on floor 1 to find the big skip from 1 to 6. That's the difference where we are so far. Raikou's a little better equipped from having found the free shop. Doc is, of course, much further ahead. Now, of course, being further ahead right now doesn't necessarily mean anything. Raikou, on his path up to floor 3 or 4, could end up finding a skip to 8 or 9. Doc hits showtime, so he's going to take a little break. Watch the one cutscene left in the game. And we'll listen to the sweet sounds of the Runaway 5 while we switch over and look at how Raikou's proceeding through floor 3. These are all fresh rooms for Raikou. Here's a scripted fight. This might be a little difficult for where he is. He really hasn't gotten many levels at all. Sometimes you get a lot of bosses or levels off of the floor bosses if you go through floors 1 and 2. Sometimes you do not, and this is a situation where we did not, because they were Starman Jr., which, while a somewhat difficult fight, usually doesn't give you any XP, and Captain Strong didn't really give much as well. Raikou encountered that scripted enemy, the Sentry Robot, and just reset out of it, so didn't get the experience from that. So Raikou is still pretty low leveled. Ness has an ultimate bat, that would help. Unfortunately, this enemy causes crying, so that's going to make so many of these attacks miss that this fight is actually somewhat difficult. See, scripted enemy took down 3 of the kids before Ness finally managed to take it out. Still a couple more minutes to get your predictions in if you predict who will win. Alright, so Doc does not want to have to retrace his steps through this door. Definitely does not want to take a death at this. Going to spend some extra time trying to despawn these enemies to get that present. He's just going to ditch the present. I like that call. It's going to take you forever to despawn these enemies. You're only on floor 6. It's unlikely that gift is anything that you absolutely need. These ants are going to give Raikou some problems with only 1 kid left alive. Fortunately, does get enough damage output to get through it. He needs some help. He needs a full heal. Get the rest of his team alive. Butterfly will give him some extra XP for life ups. Holy Fry Pan. Nice find for Doc. That's a strange green, but I'm sure Raikou will take it. Doc making good time after initially looking like he was going to be a bit behind because of the Tucson doors and Raikou getting lucky on the Tucson doors. Instead, he gets a max depth skip. Now he's making good time on floor 6. Oh, that's good to know. That nurse, that most of those rooms where there's a doctor and a nurse, that doesn't do anything except status effects heals. However, that specific one Doc was looking at was the one from Happy Happy Village, and that contains the nurse that can bring a character back to life. So that's an important room to know distinctly. Meanwhile, Raikou would be happy to find that room or anything else. He's got 3 dead kids and 1 with a mushroom on his head. He's just looking for some help. Doc is rechecking some doors he's checked before. Floor 6 seems to be pretty big and confusing. Saw him peek his head into Happy Happy Village again. Fortunately, he found the boss that was at the beginning of the so he didn't he skipped on to 6, but it's not like he was dumped on the middle of 6. Raikou finds a hint man. He knows he's on 3. Shattered Man, Shroom, Starman Deluxe, Electro Spectre. So, no Doggo Seed. We have a Starman Deluxe awaiting us on, what was that, 7? But that's about the worst it's going to be. Another skip room Raikou cannot take, unfortunately. Doc's going to go ahead and take this fight. It's going to be a little difficult with 2 enemies instead of 1, which is what you would like to see when you've got a character as low leveled as Jeff is. Only have 1 enemy to increase the chance of a character not dying. Fortunately, like everyone's going to be alright here. Well, no, I spoke too soon. There goes Paula. But it looks like Jeff will be alright, and Jeff will get some experience, who will be extremely low-level character. But now everyone's out of the extreme low levels. It will make navigating floor 6 a lot easier to do. Doc with the full team of docs for his custom sprite choice. Raikou going with the dragon sprites. It's going to be a rough enemy for Raikou with only Ness alive. He really needs to find some sort of full heal or way to recover his kids here on floor 3. Bit of a pickle. Fortunately gets the runaway there. Hopefully he doesn't encounter too many scripted enemies. That's an N. That'll get Ness's hit points and psychic points back, but that's really not what he's looking for. Something much better than that. And if you're joining us, this is the quarterfinals of Swiss. Or sorry, not of Swiss, of the bracket stage. The Earthbound Super Series Ancient Cave Tournament. We have 8 racers in our bracket. We'll also be doing a loser's bracket, so the person who loses here is not out. They're just in bracket. Raikou finds that full heal. What a relief, the full heal on floor 3. This will let him really get going again. Nice screen for Doc. That's not a fight you want to spend a lot of time with. That's not even going to bother equipping. So the full heal and the shiny spot. Raikou, everything coming together for Raikou here on floor 3. Mainly a floor heal and getting off of floor 3. So that's fortunate for him. He doesn't know it. He probably feels like he's making pretty good time. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that Doc found a full depth skip from floor 1. So if this was a no skips race, he would be making pretty good time getting off of floor 1 that quip. Unfortunately, it is not a no skips race, and Doc has taken the big skip. Raikou takes down the floor 3 boss, no problem, and is on to floor 4. Closing the ground on Doc. As usually happens when you take a big skip, it's pretty slow going. As you're fighting enemies way above your level, and you're looking around and trying to figure out what to do. The Raikou has a chicken in his inventory. Hopefully he'll be releasing that soon. Doc is making progress, though. It's not that he's not making progress, it's just you do a deep skip, your progress is sometimes slow. That's just how it works. Our runners on their way to floor 9. Just gotta walk to Gygus and beat him. That's all you gotta do. It's multi-enemy skips, or sorry, multi-enemy fights on a floor you've skipped into. Not what you want to see. Jar Fly Honey for Raikou. That opens up a potential skip. Be handy. Finds Belch. Raikou is at floor 4, so any potential skip could go all the way to 9. Both runners could find a skip to 9 at this point. Ooh, diamondized from the Mook. And another diamondized from the Mook. That was not a very nice Mook. Doc will try again. Oh, he is not saved. Oh, that's real unfortunate. Yeah, he hasn't seen, I don't know if he's seen a phone. I don't recall seeing him walk past one. I just don't know if he saw a phone during that entire path. Okay, so now it's time for a test. We've played for 18 and a half minutes. Doc has taken essentially one skip, but it is 18 and a half minutes of rooms. Does he remember the path that he took 18 and a half minutes ago? Now this is interesting. We're all the way back to his skip. He did remember which way the skip was. He's going to poke his head into the other skip. Now Doc's done a lot of these seeds. He knows that floor 6 is the max depth skip. So he knows that this isn't as deep. However, he also knows that he's been exploring floor 6 and has not found a full heal. So I think what he's doing, and of course he's run many more of these seats than I have, I just made the thing. But I think what he was doing was looking for some sort of heal. And you can see as he walked in, he got the hotel. That got Ness his psychic points back. It's not a full heal, but it's something. And there's the doctor right here that can bring back the dead kids. Can't do anything about the Diamond Eyes kid. Quite a collection of status effects. We had to go through a couple doors. We're not even fully healed, but we're somewhere. Raikou just did the skip that Doc did, right? Raikou just came out of the left side of the skip room that Doc just poked into. So that means Raikou is now on 6, if I'm looking at this correctly. I'm pretty sure that Raikou just ended up taking the same skip Doc did. So remember, the right side of that room was floor 1. The right door was floor 6. I think the left door was floor 4, and Raikou just came out of there. So now Raikou is caught up with Doc. This is really fascinating. Okay, so our runners are in essentially the same place. So what are the differences? Raikou has an ultimate bat. Raikou has a pocket full of coins to sell if they find a vendor for multi-battle rockets or super bombs. Doc has, I think, maybe a couple more levels. And of course, Doc has a lot more knowledge of what's going on floor 6. And we've already seen floor 6 is a big, confusing floor. So they're in a similar place, but with much different equipment and knowledge. How will this play out? I'm really excited to see. Also, Raikou has the jar of fly honey. So if they find Belch Skip, Raikou can take it and Doc cannot. This is going to be really interesting. They're very even right now, but with different advantages. And we'll have to see how well they play and how well their advantages come into effect from here on out to see how this will go. This fight is bad news for Raikou. This could very well be a party wipe here. That gets a nice screen here. Trying to get back to where he is. Raikou gets out of that fight. That's nice. Will he go back to the hospital, get all his kids alive? Like that is his plan. We have Mole Cave on floor 6. It was already a big floor. Doc's already explored a lot of it. And now there's Mole Cave in addition. Mole Cave, well, while we're trying to dodge Musicas, and this doesn't seem like a fun Mole Cave, I'm going to say. That gets through the Musica fight. I believe Raikou is going back to the hospital. Yes, he is. Has enough cash to get all the kids alive, and could even do it again, if necessary. There's a phone for Doc. That's nice. We don't have to go back. Super Plush Bear. I've seen some people take those if they find them in the store. Dealing with Musicas and all that, it's not the worst idea. Not gonna sell some items. Got a little bit of cash. As you can see, not a lot of cash for Doc. That could end up making a difference if it comes down to them needing super bombs out of a vendor. If this is a very low damage seed, or if Oki ends up having strong resistance to freeze, they really need super bombs to get anything going on Gygus phases 1 or 2. That could end up being the difference maker. Or maybe it'll be irrelevant. We'll just have to wait and see. And these musicas. Doc takes a death there. That's unfortunate. The fortunate thing is he did find that phone recently, so a reset is not a big deal. Much better than last time where he had to walk all the way back from Ness's starting room. It would take some way to have more than 2 kids alive, though. That would be convenient when trying to navigate through a mole cave filled with enemies. Playing a little slimy little fight for Raikou. Oh, he does. Hear that chicken for Doc. Chicken. Doc working on navigating this mole cave, and as soon as Raikou finds it, he'll be in pretty similar boat. Said Raikou has explored fewer rooms on this floor than Doc has. That's Doc's advantage. Raikou tries to get the green while walking through those enemies for the... Fortunately, only picks up normal swirl. Looks like we've got fairly decent damage output though. So we managed to take down that fire spout. Other thing, water spout. Water spout for fire. Fire plug. Now we're getting nice smashes. We have a way to cure poison. We have a refreshing herb. Nice. Memory of Doc, remembering he picked up a refreshing herb at some point. And we're back to the Mook. Will the Mook just decide that it's time for Doc to do another reset? No, not this time. Past the Mook, Doc not even stopping for that present. Too many spawns. No time to stop for that present. We've reached Mouse Zone. And Raikou is into... It's interesting that Doc threw that Vial Serum on the ground after just needing the refreshing herb. Thought he might keep that around. Here's another Mook. Raikou is now exploring the same mole cave that Doc is. Once again, the Mook decides to let everyone live. Oh, that's interesting. Raikou has some of the enemies are running from it. That'll be a big help in navigating Mole Cave. If not every item in the or not every enemy is coming at you. That's huge. When you're working on despawning, you can manage to get a group that is running from you. Fortunately, Doc has found the right door off of Mole Cave and it leads right onto our floor 6 boss. Unfortunately, he only has 2 kids alive. And he has not seen the boss list, so he does not know what's ahead of him. It could be Ness's Nightmare. That often shows up on 6. However, it's Shroom. Will we be able to take down Shroom? Gee, Shroom, come on. First turn confuse. And poison. Well. Doc's relying on the Holy Fire Pan to get there. Will it be enough? No, not this time. Okay, well. I don't believe Doc wanted to mark the exit. I think he wanted to go. Maybe he wanted to mark. I'm not entirely sure. He could have wanted to mark in order to come back here once he gets a full heal. Save. Without encountering enemies on the way back from the full heal, and possibly losing party members before he has the chance to save. So I don't know. That would be a viable strategy. My first thought was that he accidentally marked instead of went, but I don't know that using the exit mouse to go right now would have done much. The Raikou was just in the exact same room that Doc was in at that phone. His party is alive, and he's using exit mouse aggressively. Get around. Okay. So Doc has more information, but if Raikou hits the right room, he's obviously in much better shape to try and beat Shroom. A full alive party. I don't think Doc has found a full heal on the... Yeah, has he? Ah, the Super Plush Bear pays off. The Diamond Eyes attempt was attempted on the Super Plush Bear. I mentioned that earlier when we saw the Super Plush Bear in that shop, that it might be useful here, and we can see it's already useful. That Diamond Eyes attempt could have gotten S. And another one. But the Plush Bear cannot be diamondized. Or frozen. However, these enemies have a ton of speed. Either that or Ness just has none. Not get out of this fight. Oh, he picked up that rain pendant, didn't he? So freezes aren't doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the bear goes down, so the next attempt to Diamond Eyes will be aimed at Ness. But fortunately, we finally get away from that fight. Plush Bear paying off there. This is a slimy little pile. So he cannot run away here. That's unfortunate. He's going to try and bash and hopes... Whew, he was hoping to get that bash out before the crying started. The crying started, but fortunately that last bash he needed did not get a miss due to the crying, so he got out of that fight. That could have been a real annoying fight. Doc's going to go ahead and remark the mouse here at Central Mouse area. Yeah, as I expected. That was just a misclick. And there's the full heal. And it's not very far away, and it comes with a pencil skip. That's great. That's fantastic news for Doc. That's exactly what he wanted. A full heal. It's not too far away. He even gets another skip item should he need it. And now he can go take out Shroom. Fantastic news for Doc. Meanwhile, Raikou, we thought he might have been right on his way to the floor 6 boss, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it. Lots of doors here in Mole Cave. Raikou goes ahead and remarks, not actually needed. When you pick up a new mouse, the marking of the old mouse is still remembered. Will Doc stutter away from that mole? Yes, I stutters. So one last gift to check on 6 before we go back for another attempt at Shroom, this time with the full party alive. And if everything goes well, Doc will be the first one off of floor 6. Raikou heading up to what will end up being the full heal room. Not bad for him, as he does have Paula dead. And of course he'll pick up that skip item if it ends up making a difference, if there ends up being a 7 to 9 skip. Then they will both be able to take it. Not a lot of great options for doing damage to Shroom here. Especially with Ness, again, getting the very early mushroomization in this. Just likes putting that mushroom in Ness's head. Oh no, Jeff can't use Psy. Paula picks up the confusion. That's unfortunate. With the Holy Fry Pan, she was also a pretty good damage dealer. And Pooh picks up the confusion, so 3 of the 4 parties mushroomized. We're We're on to prey strats, it appears. Now we're trying some different strats here, and now now that's poison on Jeff, our prey character. Alright, so we're down to 2 kids. They're both confused. We don't have prey available anymore. Raiko has found Shroom. He does not have a lot of... he's more underleveled than Doc is. He does have slightly different equipment. Maybe that'll come into play. But this fight isn't going to be easy for Raiko either. Of course, with Shroom, some of it just comes down to the moves he uses. Shroom, well, Shroom starts off with the first turn confusion on Paula for Raiko. So Shroom being pretty rude to both our runners, Doc takes the death. Fortunately, he can try again. He knows where a full heal is. He's going to pick up a plush bear. Sell a coin to pick up a super plush bear. I like that. That's just like that was good against the Diamond Eyes. It's also going to be good against the Mushroom Eyes, the scattering the spores. See how Raiko's Shroom fight goes. Everyone's still alive. Ness had the life up queued up for Jeff, but Shroom locks him out of psychic points. End up wasting Ness's turn. That's unfortunate. Like I said, that's not going to cost Doc a ton of time. He's got the mouse, he knows where the full heal is, he knows where the boss room is. But Raiko taking down Shroom on his first attempt does put him into the lead. So, that is excellent news for Raiko. He's caught back up. After Doc took that 1-6 skip, and Raiko did not find that skip, he has gotten back to floor 6 and now is in the lead and will be moving on to 7. Doc's taken 2 deaths to that Shroom. Raiko got through on his first attempt, even though he was less leveled. Raiko's going to check out this skip. Most of these skips on 7 are going to go backwards. I'm going to guess that he recognized the music from turning around immediately. He recognized that that skip was backwards from the music. So instead, he's going to continue here on floor 7. Doc back for Shroom, attempt number 3. Bomb will be a free in, not going to help the fact that we have a dead kid for Raiko. But we'll get our other 3 back in fighting shape, and there's a phone. So we don't have to trudge back through Bull Cave if we take a death here on floor 7. Right, the scattering of the spores is targeting the teddy bear, super plush bear already paying off. I like Doc being heads up about the importance of the super plush bear here on this floor, both with the random enemies and with the boss. That's his Earthbound knowledge paying off there. Fights, both the random enemy fights and the Shroom fight could be going a lot worse if he did not have that. They are not useless. Not useful in all situations, but this is one where they definitely are. Nice double thunder from Pooh. Raiko's into 4 side on floor 7. Freeze the chicken, there we go. Just did it right in the middle randomly. Think I wouldn't be able to catch it, but I caught it. Doc's trying out some prey strats. As Pooh is running out of thunder, Raiko hits the photo trigger. We get to see the photo sprite for Dragon Nest. Aw, he's so cute. His little tongue sticks out. Adorable. Phone, he's not going to take it. And there goes Shroom. All kids alive too, that's fortunate. He's in a little better situation than Raiko was coming off of the Shroom boss. So Shroom took out a kid for Raikou, and Raikou has not yet found a way to recover that kid. So, of course, Doc does have a kid confused, Mushroom, but that's better than dead. Now Doc is on to floor 7. He's going to do the exact same thing that Raikou did. It's the correct thing to do. Check the skip. Music. Oh, now this is interesting. Since Raikou went through floors 1, 2, 3, 4, Raikou already heard this music. So Raikou could dip out of the skip faster. Now, fortunately, Doc's not going to spend a lot of time on the skip because he saw that present and that hippie, so he's going to know this is backwards. That could have been a lot worse if he had not seen that skip or that present. Oh, interesting. Doc's going to go back and pick up a mouse. Use his mouse and pick up the mouse to go to the full heal. He's going to do the full heal to get this mushroom off the head. Now, this is something that Raikou could have done with the dead kid. Raikou could have turned around and gone back to this full heal to get Paula back alive. As it turns out, Raikou found a way going forward to get Paula alive, so he didn't need to. Of course, the confusion messing with Doc's controller might actually be worse than just having a kid be dead, so it might be more valuable. And again, this is not a huge time loss. He can get back to Ness's back to floor 7 very quickly. Raikou has spent a little bit more time on floor 7 now than Doc has. So Raikou has a slight lead. And again, as I was saying, their equipment loadouts are different. They find Belch skip, and it ends up being a skip to 9. Raikou can take it and Doc cannot. Fight's giving Raikou some problems though. Jeff goes down. Manages the runaway, but Jeff is downed. Doc's got his full heal. He just wants to get off of this floor without any more fights. There's the signed banana skip. Raikou does not have it. Question, why are the party members different? The randomizer allows you to choose which sprites you would like to use separate from the seed itself. So the racers are playing the exact same seed. Everything in the game is identical except for the party sprites. The randomizer at earthbound.app lets you use different party sprites, whatever you would like, for the same seed. So Raikou has gone with our collection of sprites that are the normal party members but dragonified, made by Quadrupus and Aurelius. Whereas Doc has gone with a sprite that he commissioned of himself for all 4 party members. Whoever came up with that is a genius. I don't know about genius, but I'll take your compliments. My name is Chaz. I am the developer of the Earthbound Randomizer. You can play it yourself at earthbound.app. It's a fun little game. Jay Tolmar is another developer who's making a item scramble randomizer called PK Scramble. Also a very fun randomizer to check out. I know Ari's been running a few of those. So, in my humble opinion, we have 2 very good randomizers for Earthbound right now. Both are a lot of fun. It's a good time. If you enjoy Earthbound and you enjoy randomizers, good time. Raikou has found Desert. So Desert on floor 7 is an interesting situation. There's a lot of presence up around the north edge of the desert, but there's not any doors around the north edge. If you just want to do doors quickly, you stay to the south edge, but that means you miss out on, I think, 5 presents that are all up around the north edge. And when you're on floor 7, the presents can be really good. Earth pendants can show up here. Sea pendants can even show up on floor 7. You can still get a Franklin badge on floor 7. And of course, better damage output items and damage prevention items as well. So, when you see the desert, there's always this thing, am I going to spend the extra time and risk the extra enemy encounters, go up around the northern edge of the desert and pick up the presents? Raikou has decided on this seed, on this floor 7, yes. What does he get? A charm coin? That's not really what we're looking for. Doc has found a secret herb shop. That's great. Skip sandwich he picks up in case of a possible skip. Didn't actually see if he got many skips or secret herbs. But of course, with a 75% chance to revive, Auto Star Master Raikou finds in the top side of the desert. So that'll give Pooh Starstorm Alpha. That could be a difference maker. I suspect, just from knowing Doc's playstyle, that when Doc finds the desert, if Doc finds the desert, this could be the wrong path, and Doc may never even see the desert. But I suspect from Doc's playstyle, if he finds the desert, Doc will not go check these northern presents. I could be wrong. Doc could decide that floor 7 is the sweet spot where he does. But I believe, seeing Doc play, he normally skips the upper desert presence. So Pooh will have Starstorm for Raikou, and may not for Doc. We'll have to see. Of course, Doc checking all these four-side rooms, not a lot of progress, means that the desert may indeed be the right way. Raikou finds the signed banana. Could go back and try the signed banana skip, since he saw it. Now, the reason you might not want to do that is, number one, a lot of the skips from floor 7 are going to be backwards. Skips have to go 2 floors away, so the only forward skip can be to 9, but backward skips could be to 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. So, statistically, a skip on floor 7 is more likely to be a backward skip than a forward skip. Also, they know the floor 7 and 8 bosses are not too terribly difficult, so getting a skip is not critical. So, do you spend time to go backwards, try out a skip that's not critical and has a low chance of succeeding? But if it succeeds, it is a skip forward. You do save time. We'll see what Raikou decides. Right now, he's still checking doors in desert. Mummy Wrap is not a bad find. That item is more powerful than you may know. Damage and solidify any enemy. Reed here on floor 7 also. So that's Foreside, Threed, and Desert. A lot of... They're not the rooms with the most doors, but they are rooms that are big and have any door. Those are 3 rather annoying clusters to have all on the same floor. The good news is this is floor 7. The enemies are not too terribly difficult. If we were looking at floor 9 enemies, this would be potentially a nightmare to be navigating. But there are a ton of doors to check. Here's 3 gifts: French fry pan, flame pendant, pasta de summers. Disappointing when you find 3 presents for those to be them. Flame pendant isn't nothing. Auto fight. Here's the Sunstrokes first. Maybe Doc wanted that. That's, I guess it's the quickest way to cure Sunstroke is to get into a fight with an enemy you can easily beat and go on auto fight. It's quicker than going through the menus. Doc picks up that same signed banana, and he's seen that same signed banana skip. It looks like Doc's going to do exactly what I was talking about. He's going to go back and check that signed banana skip to see where it goes. Now, Doc already knows. He is a very experienced normal Earthbound player, but also an experienced Ancient Cave Runner. He knows that odds are this skip goes backwards. But there's a chance it goes forwards, and it's not too terribly difficult to just go back and check. So the upside is big enough that it doesn't matter that the odds are not in the favor. Ruler skip for Raikou. He's going to check it out. Again, every skip is a low % chance of going forward, although this is a skip into a skip. So if he had a fresh egg there, that could be a skip into 8 or 9, because this is a floor... well, we don't know where this is. Here's her gift, silver bracelet. Doesn't actually say a lot. Probably backwards? Raikou's decided it's backwards. He's going to dip out of this skip and go back to floor 7. Not guaranteed, though. Pretty sure I've seen silver bracelets on floor 9 before, just because of the way the equipment pool appeared. Doc uses the cyan banana, and he will be checking out this skip. Have to go all the way across this room to see what's at the other end. Hear the music transition. Where are we? Summer speech music. He hasn't heard it. Remember, Doc has seen fewer floors than Raikou has, so he can't know as many floors just from the music as Raikou. Skip into a skip, so these skips could lead anywhere. When you do a skip into a skip, you basically lose all guarantee of where you might be. So Doc goes ahead and opens those up. He's going to keep checking out this floor. It's Summers, which is interesting because there's a hitman right here. He can know what floor this is. This is 5. So he's going to go back to those 2 skips he just opened up because those could go to 7, 8, or 9. Raikou takes another skip. Same skip that we're looking at, actually, I believe. Going to dip out of it. Doc has seen Tucson. And the other skip just goes back to 7. So, nothing doing on those skips. Some great skip play by Doc. He did all correctly, in my opinion. I liked everything he did exploring that, frankly, confusing mess of skips there. Fully explored them as much as he could in as minimal amount of time, determined none of them went forward. So, we're still stuck on 7. Just because he didn't get anything out of it doesn't mean that he didn't do it all really good, in my opinion. Raikou also checked out the skips. And has also realized we're stuck on 7, and Onnet, Northern Onnet is on 7 too, huh? Wow! So that's... On 7 we have Northern, or Central Onnet, Threed, Foreside, and the Desert. Holy cow! This floor is gigantic. I should do a thing where I find out how many actual doors are on a floor, because this might be one of the floors with the biggest sheer number of doors I've ever seen. Certainly probably the biggest area, because like I said, even though Desert, Threed, and Foreside don't have a huge quantity of doors in a door specifically, the area of them all is huge. So as far as square footage, this is definitely one of the biggest floors I've seen. Raikou with the tough slug fight. Thankfully they're not doing much damage, except to... who? Cooler skip for Doc to check out. Check out this skip as well. I believe Raikou's already checked the skip, so we already know this skip goes nowhere. Or nowhere forward. Yeah, Raikou checked out the skip. The Doc is thinking along my lines. I don't think the silver bracelet is necessarily 100% evidence that it's backwards. But he doesn't see anything he likes to dip out of it. Again, the 6 rough slug fight. Fortunately, he seems to have enough defense that Pooh's the only one who's likely to die here. Oh yeah, Raikou has Starstorm. That's going to help out with this fight. Very handy. I don't think Doc has seen Desert yet. Or Onnet, for that matter. Doc's gonna go check out the Tucson skip again. Not entirely sure what he's here. He may just not have remembered that he's seen Tucson. Or he may be going back for something that I don't remember. Double mooks for Raikou, unfortunately. Nope, he dips out of it. No fresh egg available for Doc, so he can't check out. Oh no, there is a fresh egg. So this is a skip that Raikou was not able to check, but Doc can. Okay, interesting. So we know this is a skip backwards because Raikou saw this floor, but it does give Doc the opportunity to load up on Ultimate Bats, sell. Like he's just choosing Ultimate Bats instead of coin. I need to, and about the same amount. So that undoes that advantage I was talking about if it came down to selling items for super bombs. That Raikou had a bit of advantage. He no longer has that advantage thanks to Doc finding that skip. Back to happy. Oh, did he pick up an egg too? I hope so. Gotta free some chickens. I mean, you gotta be freeing those chickens. There's the full heal for floor 7. I don't know if Raikou saw that. I think Raikou ended up just going forward into desert and then on it without seeing this. So the good news for Doc is he sees the full heal. The bad news is full heal is probably pretty far backwards if Raikou has gone through both desert and on net. The good news is that this is a full heal. This cutscene with the Star Master is a full heal. So South Desert is a full. There's a vendor. Bazooka gives Jeff some damage. Does not pick up super bombs. Interesting. That was a super bomb vendor. Although I think maybe you can't sell to that vendor and Raikou did not have cash. Maybe that was the reason. Thought you could sell. But I don't play this game. So. Knocking on doors and on net. Do you remember which ones are doors and which ones are not? Here's the third hamburger skip. Raikou's going to check it out. Does have King Banana, so he can check out the skip into a skip. So again, Raikou could skip in 8 or 9 here. He apparently knows that the department store is backwards. Does not know where Northern Scraba is. Or maybe he does, and he's just going specifically for this vendor. This vendor can sell. Oh, Raikou's got a ton of. Raikou is going to load up on super bombs here. Doc finds 3 gifts: Platinum Band, Cherub's Band, Earth Pendant. Earth Pendant! Good find. That's our first good pendant that either runner has seen. Doc has 1 Earth Pendant. Maybe that'll be the only one. Doc knocks on the same door that Raikou did. Here in South on it. Like he's going to check out the exact same skip. And specifically the skip into a skip. It is new music, isn't it? Doc's going straight for the Hitman to find out what floor this is. This is 8, so by doing a skip into a skip, we ended up with a 1-floor skip, which you really cannot do. Doc's going to check out the other door just in case, see what's over there, but of course can't be forward because there is a skip onto 8 from this floor, so this has to be 6 or lower. And the zombies will tell him that as well, but he's going to go up and check out some stuff. Raikou is going to keep exploring what he does not know, but what we know, and Doc knows, floor 8. Takes the safe here, and we have Brick Road on floor 8. So that's a few gifts here. That could be pretty good. Doc's checking out the shops. What he wants to pick up here in these shops. Great selling noises. Magic fry pan. not actually better than the whole. Magic Fry Pan increases Paula's guts. However, we recently learned that your gut save does not go off of your guts, it goes off of the enemy's guts due to a programming error in Earthbound. So increasing your guts for Paula in order to get gut saves, which we've always thought was a good strategy, actually does nothing. So that's fun. All those times in Ancient Cave where we've seen people give Paula the magic fry pan so that she would gut save more while she's praying, didn't actually do anything. Thanks, Earthbound programs. Not continuing to check out skips. Skip from Central Onnet into Northern Onnet. He dips out of that one. So he's back on 7 now. I'm going to try and keep up with Doc. I'm going to assume that he's going to go back into that skip to 8. He knows that that's forward. And he does. So both our runners on 8. Raikou could have checked out the hint man to know what floor he's on, but he didn't. However, he does find the boss room. So, saw him go down to try and check out that present and decide against it. I suspect he knows he's on. Seems like the most likely thing. Doc loading up on super bombs at the exact same place Raikou did. Ari, I think I am not going to patch that. I don't patch most of the vanilla bugs. There are some people who do. I generally don't. Loading up. No ATM right here, unfortunately. Load up with what cash you have and items you can sell. I did fix the egg timer, yes. That was important. Gotta have chickens hatching. Or 8 enemies for Raikou to get through on the longest boss room. Boss room that will give you the most spawns on the way to the boss is here on floor 8. Interesting, for a floor 7 that had so many doors, and such a big possibility for divergence in the path between the two runners, that they both found the same... Oh, that's loud. Whew. Hope that doesn't happen again. They both found the same skip into a skip to get from 7 to 8 at almost the exact same time. Now, floor 8 is treating them a little differently, but they got away from 7 onto 8 in an unusual fashion at almost the same time. Raikou gonna go ahead and use the mummy wrap here. Solidifies. Spectre did the turn 1 remove his own shield, so that's fantastic for Raikou. Electrospectre usually starts out with a shield, but also has a move that can take his own shield away. Raikou got lucky and Spectre used it on the very first turn. Oh, these sentry robots explode. Whew. I was wondering why Doc was having a tough time with this robot fight, considering his level, but it's because they explode. That's bad news for an enemy that calls more copies of itself. Raikou firing off these star storms, and he takes down Electrospectre. This fight might go more difficult for Doc. Raikou got A, lucky that Spectre took down his shield on the first turn, and B, Raikou has Starstorm from exploring the north side of Desert, while Doc does not, so Doc won't be able to use Starstorm in the same situation. So we'll see if this fight ends up treating Doc more difficultly than Raikou when he gets there, but meanwhile Raikou is the first runner to hit floor 9. Now, Raikou has no good pendants. Doc has an earth pendant. Will Raikou find good pendants on floor 9? Odds are yes. There are usually, in fact, I would say over 90% of seeds, there are good pendants on floor 9. But it is not a guarantee. Doc making his way through Brick Road. We're on 8. Get these same gifts that Raikou got earlier. Ooh, the way that Starman teleported means Raikou could not get the green on it. Takes down multiple teddy bears. Didn't realize Raikou had picked up multiple teddy bears in order to have some defense in depth. Both of them go down in this fight. Just a lucky coin in that. Not worth losing 2 teddy bears. Green swirl, however, on this Starman, so it'll be able to run. Not quite a. Oh, whew. Doc saw that he was not going to be able to win that fight before Jeff ticked down to 0, so he tried a real quick runaway, even though he had previously been trying to do damage to win the fight. Instead, he immediately changed his strategy to try and do a real quick runaway to catch Jeff alive, and he succeeded. So, nice quick heads-up play by Doc, pays off. Now, interesting, Raikou has just gone up 2 ropes and seen 2 different skips onto floor 9, both of which were available. One was the Tiny Ruby skip, which is free because Pooh starts out with Tiny Ruby. The other was the Backstage Pass skip, which Raikou saw the Backstage Pass. Raikou frees another chicken, thank you. Raikou saw the Backstage Pass on a much earlier floor. So, back to back, Raikou has seen 2 skips onto 9 that he didn't take. And he has to be wondering, did Doc take these skips? Am I behind because Doc took these skips into 9? One of these skips was free and the other skip was available. So it makes you wonder how much that's going to play into his head games here on floor 9. Does he end up rushing where he doesn't need to, and maybe takes death he doesn't need to? Maybe he gets into a Gygas fight he's not prepared for because he feels he may be behind because of seeing those skips. Whereas we know he's ahead, maybe better served by preparing for a Gygas fight. Doc takes a unfortunate death, but he's not too far behind. He's saved here at the beginning of Brick Road. There's not a lot of progress left. He just has the problem of trying to navigate floor 8 with only 1 kid left alive. Not easy. Especially with the scripted enemy here. Interesting. Is Doc going to attempt this fight with just Ness? It certainly looks like it. He's walking right there. Can he win this fight with just? And with no psychic point, right? Because he came off of a death? You just gonna try and bash this out? Let's stick it on auto fight and pray. Now check this gift. Magic Tart. Well, that's psychic points, so it's not purely stick it on auto fight and pray. Oh, and he had a PSI caramel. Oh, he had a cup of not life noodles. That was his plan. Gotcha. Didn't want to use it until he got to the boss in case he ended up taking a death. Didn't want to. Who has healing gamma? Alright. Doc knew what he was doing. I should have never been worried. So interesting, this is Dungeon Man on 9, which means that remember Raikou saw Southern Scaraba. He went to the vendor there and then he dipped out. He didn't check the Dungeon Man skip. That is a third skip onto floor 9 that Raikou has just seen. So there are 3 different ways these runners could have skipped onto floor 9. Neither of them did it. They will both, Raikou has seen these skips and Doc probably will. Doc has some super bombs. He's going to use them. He's going to use the mummy wrap. Not a lot of super bombs, though, to be honest. Electro Spectre just blasting out thunders. Doc using some freeze alphas to attempt to get the shield off. Like I said, Raikou got lucky with that turn 1 shield removal. Electro Spectre for Doc, not doing the same. Will the life off get off in time? It will. Saves himself. Quick menuing by Doc keeps him alive. Shield killer, unfortunately, is not what we want. We want to see we want to see Spectre use the neutralizer. That takes his shield away. Raikou finds the full heal on 9. Excellent thing to know where it is. There's the neutralizer. Now the shield is gone. He's going to spy. He sees 50% vulnerability to brain shock. So I think that's what Doc's going to do. He's going to do a couple magnets and fire off a brain shock. That'll help. Might need to do a life up here, actually. No, he's gonna do. Right, he's going to eat the mammoth burger so he doesn't have to waste a turn lifing up. More than a turn, like 3 turns between the life up and the 50% fails. Fortunate. Doc's gonna try again. I mean, Pooh's not going to be bashing for much, that's for sure. So, it's the only thing that Pooh can reasonably do here. And getting Spectre to turn off 50% of those thunders would be good. Now, of course, if the nice life up off in time. Again, fast menuing from Doc, keeping kids alive where people maybe not so fast menuing might not. Raikou does not go for that gift on floor 9. Too many spawns. There's Gygas. I don't know if Raikou has picked up any pendants, has he? I have not been watching his screen the whole time. Let's see if he looks at his menu. Has anyone seen Raikou pick up a pendant? He must have if he's walking to Gygas. There's a night pendant on Ness, Rain on Paula, Franklin badge, Earth pendant. So Franklin badge and Earth pendant on Jeff, our prey character. I didn't see where he picked up that Franklin badge. That must have been an earlier floor. That's definitely not on 9. Again, that might have been something that he picked up that Doc did not see just because of the different paths they took. Nice! Smart menuing and fast menuing from Doc. He gets through the Electro Spectre fight on his first attempt, even though he had a much more difficult situation going into that fight than Raikou did, with not having Starstorm and with the enemy not taking off his shield on the first turn. But excellent menuing and decisions from Doc gets him onto floor 9. Alright, so maybe this is a situation like I was talking about where Raikou saw these skips and he's feeling pressured to go with just an Earth and a Franklin. Whereas maybe if he wasn't feeling the pressure, maybe he would be exploring on this floor a little more. I can tell you just from looking at the spoiler, there are 2 star pendants here on floor 9. And Raikou did not pick up either of them. Of course, if he can do it, an Earth pendant is certainly enough if things go well. Let's check out this Gygas fight. Move the music over to Raikou. Paralysis succeeds, and no kids died on the first attack. So, an excellent start to phase 1. Put out damage to get through phase 1, and we'll be on to phase 2. Doc needs that full heal. Fortunately, I think it was somewhat deep into floor 9. So he's going to have a tough time navigating floor 9 with only one kid alive. It's going to be a lot on Doc's ability to navigate around Starmen, get green swirls on Starmen, navigate around diamonds, which is very difficult. Fortunately, Doc's an experienced runner of vanilla Earthbound. And those people who run a lot of vanilla Earthbound are going to have a leg up on the people who just run only randomizer, or maybe not so much vanilla Earthbound. Doc sees that skip on D9 that he couldn't take, or never found. Could have taken, but never found. And the other one. Raikou's on to phase 2. How will he handle it? Bomb, freeze beta. Let's reset. Super bomb. We're going with brain shock phase 2 strats. I like it given the lack of pendants. Every hit is difficult. Every hit is bad when you have no C or star pendants on your team. So I approve of phase 2 brain shock strats in this situation. Of course, that means bashing is offline. It's interesting he's going ahead with Starstorm and Beta. If you are being extremely cautious, you may not do those in this situation because of the odds that one of your kids may get confused from a flash from Gygus and end up turning around and doing a full party wipe with just one attack. But he's going for it. He wants to put out the damage and get out of this fight. He's willing to take that risk. The Starstorm is doing a lot of damage here. Nice, Franklin badge hits Jeff, so that's extra damage. This phase. He does want to keep Pooh alive. He wants the phase, or the phase 3 brain shock as well for the exact same reason. Remember, just a Earth Pendant on Jeff. He is vulnerable. Nice lightnings hits from Paula. Now he did queue up a Starstorm, right? So, oh no, he queued up drinking a bottle of water. Excellent. So, here we go. We're into phase 3. There's a Franklin badge and a Earth Pendant. Not C or Star, but Earth Pendant on Jeff, our prey character. Only weak pendants on the other 3 characters. We're through phase 1. That's true, Ari. Starstorm is much safer when you've got your... you didn't run out of Psychic. I did not think of that. Doc taking us a rough fight, this sphere. Will we get the brain shock off before Pooh dies? Yes, because Pooh outspeeds Jeff. That was lethal from those lightnings, so if Jeff had outsped Pooh there, then Pooh would have been dead by the time we came back from the prayer. As you see, Pooh is dead. Fortunately, Pooh outsped Jeff, so Pooh got the brain shock off on Gygus before he died. That's huge for Raikou for phase 3. 50% of Gygus' shots not going towards the team. Every attack is a coin flip. We lost the coin flip, but we didn't actually get affected by the flash attack there. Fortunate. So, Earth Pendant and Franklin Badge on your prey character is an interesting situation. It's not one I see a lot. Because normally when we're looking at 138, we're like, oh, that's in lightning range. We gotta be worried about lightnings. But it's not the lightnings we need to be worried about. It's the 50% of damage from the freezes. And of course the possibility of the flash just giving us a real bad day. But we're cranking through those prayers. Doc finds the full heal on 9. That's huge. He successfully navigated all the way from the beginning of the floor, I believe the beginning of the floor, all the way to the full heal with just Ness in his party. And got his way to the full heal. So that's huge for him. If he can now get to Gygas. Oh no. There it is. Lethal. What a huge hit. Even 161, even with the Earth Pendant equipped. Oh, on Prayer 7. Yep, and no, I believe even if Paula had a life noodles, she was paralyzed, so she couldn't use it. That's brutal. That was all going so well. That fight was going so well, and then just the one freeze attack, doing 162, even through an Earth Pendant. Well, this is a huge opportunity for Doc. As we saw, he just got the full heal. We're at 1 hour, 20 minutes. This is over average finishing time. Or all, basically over the average time of the winner for all the matches so far through the Swiss stages. So both runners have got to be feeling the pressure. They've got to be wondering, is my opponent about to win? Am I about to lose? I need to move it. Certainly Raiko, after going all the way through that Gygas fight, all the way through Prayer 7, and then taking a death there. That's brutal. Fortunately, he reset, so he gets back all of those items that he used, the super bomb, etc. Downside of the reset is you have to fill out your name again. It's just going to be A, because he is feeling the time pressure. Here's another fresh egg for Doc, more chickens. Although, to be honest, Doc is probably hoping he finds Gygas quick enough that that fresh egg does not have time to be a chicken. Alright, Raiko is back for Gygas attempt number 2. We'll see if phase 1 goes as smoothly. Doc takes a diamond fight in the sewer, can't get away from it. Fortunately, it's not a bad diamond, it's just a Bobby and a spinning robo. Could be much worse for 4-9 diamond. Hour 22 minutes, both runners feeling the time pressure. Paralyzed, the shield, the super bomb, and the super bomb. Now I think Doc's out of super bombs. So that's going to be another difference. The Gygas fight maybe... We already saw it was not easy for Raiko. It may be more difficult for Doc. Raiko's going to take a reset and take an attempt 3 at Gygas. Now what I'm curious about is, will Doc find those 2 star pendants that are hiding out on this floor? No, Doc has super bombs, okay. Goddess ribbon. Nice green swirl for Doc. There it is, star pendant. Alright, so we know this is obviously not the way to Gygas, because Raiko didn't go this way and he found Gygas, but Doc now has a star pendant that Raiko has not found. Could this be the difference maker when we go... Well, obviously we know that if Raiko had had a star pendant, he would have been able to get through phase 3. Bag of Dragonite, also helpful for the Gygas fight. More damage output. Doc does not go up the long path for the single gift, instead just aiming for the door. He's feeling the time pressure. Although I can tell you, having looked at the spoiler, that up that long path is another star pendant. I expect neither runner will check that one out. Raikou just wants to fight Gygas again. He believes he can do it with just the Earth Pendant and the Franklin Badge. And of course he can. He nearly did. He just got unlucky there with a 162 on the freeze attack through the Earth Pendant, through the confusion, with no one left alive to heal. Doc puts on the Star Pendant before getting in this fight. Sees the full heals, not going to spend the time engaging in it. He just wants back to Gygas. Doc does have a dead kid. That's Ness. Earth Pendant Shop. I don't know if this is where Raikou picked up that Earth Pendant or not, because I didn't see where he picked it up. It might be. Doc's going to pick up some magic puddings. I like that. Having the psychic points for the Gygas fight could be big. Raikou took some damage in those fights. He's going to go back and heal. Doc really wants to find Gygas now. Wonder where Raikou picked up that Franklin badge. Actually, I think there's only one in this seed, so I should know where he picked it up from. Let me take a look. I believe the only Franklin badge on the seed was on floor 7, so it's through the town hall in Onett. Did Doc pick that up as well? Time when I wasn't looking at his. I do not know. Compasaurus being a pest. Does Doc know where the full heal on this? Yes, he does. Presumably on his way there anyway with one dead kid. Now with 2 dead kids, he's definitely going there. Goes on the right side up out of the water here. Alright, Gygas attempt number 3 for Raikou. He's fortunate, this is his 3rd attempt for Gygas and Doc hasn't found Gygas yet. And Doc does find Gygas. Oh no, I was wrong about where the... Doc does find Gygas, he'll have a Star Pendant. Help him out. I don't know if he has the Franklin map. Anyone in chat happen to see if Doc popped into Town Hall and got that Franklin badge or not? Oh, are both those 2 sewers nearly identical looking sewers on floor 9? Gross. That explains a bit of my confusion. Interesting, Raikou going for the confusion as a backup on Pokey, just in case the Numb does not succeed to make it a not reset. Given how punishing the reset was, I like that strategy. So, he does both the... So he takes a turn off of doing damage to Pokey from, with Pooh to attempt to Brain Shock at the same time that he paralyzes. That way, if the paralyze fails, he still has a 50% chance that Pokey's charge forward fails because he needs the kids alive. I like that. I don't know that I've seen that before. Maybe someone else has done that, but that is a smart play from Raikou. I like it. As it turns out, the paralyze succeeded, so it did it not end up being necessary. But I like that play. We're on to phase 2. Rough fights for Doc. Can he get out of them to get back? He tries the life up just because he knew the runaway would not work, given the speed differential. Fortunately, cannot get out of him. Where's the last phone? Pretty far back. He knows where to go to get the full heal. There's that. Sorry about that noise coming from Raikou's stream. Pumping out the damage here on phase 2. You want to keep Pooh alive. You're going to need that. No, we didn't life up that turn. Interesting. I thought you might life up that turn to keep Pooh alive. That he's just all in on damage. Will Pooh take a turn off this turn to life up? Yes. In fact, Ness will take a turn off to life up Pooh, so that Pooh can continue Star Storming. Well, we got solidified, so it's a good thing that we had Ness do the life up, because the life up succeeded. The Star Storm got eaten, but at least Pooh is alive. Now we're in kind of a rough situation going into phase 3. So remember, only a Earth Pendant and Franklin Badge on Jeff, so this could very well get a lethal attack here. We're going to have to life up Jeff in this phase. We're going to pray also, and again, hope that Pooh outspeeds. Pooh outspeeds. He's fortunate he's got Pooh is faster than Jeff and continually outspeeding him. Again, if Jeff had outsped there, Jeff would be dead. Only 95 hit points though, because we only did the life of Alpha. Doc takes another death. Jeez, that is a mean Starman. Come on. Alright. Gygus is confused. He's going to send 50% of his attacks back at himself. Going to life up Jeff. Everyone is in lethal range here. Nice. Lightning hits Jeff, gets deflected, and Paula, which doesn't matter. So Pooh, our healer, and Jeff, our prayer, both stay alive. Pooh gets to get off this life up on Jeff, get him back up to max health. Who's going to life up himself? Try and stay alive. 138 is not a lot of max health. Souvenir coin for Doc. Not going to bother with it. Who takes a turn off from healing? Going to try and conserve its life. Gygus targets himself. That brain shock paying off. Again, we already saw from Raikou's first attempt that any time Gygus can just unleash the freeze and kill Jeff right through the Earth Pendant. Empty turn from Gygus. I think if Doc just goes on the north side of this sewer, this is the one with the full heal. I don't know if he remembers it or not. I believe he's been there. 93 minutes of playing. Fatigue setting in. Who is down? Prayer 8. 72 hit points for Jeff. Lightning. Gygus lightnings himself. We have to avoid the solidifies. Prayer 9 is not free. We have to avoid the solidifies. We have to avoid the flash kills. $64 hit points, no solidify. Raikou gets off prayer number 9, and with a time of what the official speed racing time is, 1 hour, 33 minutes, 48 seconds. RaikouRider is the first, I guess the first upset in brackets. The 5 seed RaikouRider beats the 4 seed DoctorSwellman right next to each other. So not a big upset, but the first instance of our lower seeded person beating a higher seeded person here in the bracket stage of the Earthbound Super Series 2021 tournament. Congratulations to RaikouRider. He'll be moving on in the winner's bracket. Doc is not out, of course. He'll be moving to the loser's bracket. He can still win the whole thing. He just has to win out from here. What's our final message from Gygas? Whoops, my mistake. Congratulations to Raikou. Did not get a lot of the votes, so that's going to be a big channel point win for those who chose Raikou for the winner. Congratulations. And switch our audio over to Doc. Not hearing the Gygas static. Loves that. But we'll keep Raikou's stream up to see his all his statistics as the credits roll. Congratulations to Raikou for winning. Not our first match of Swiss. We had an earlier match that was we weren't able to rebroadcast, but the number 2 seed Temple beat the number 7 seed Uko. Coming up in, what is that, 2.5 hours, about 2 hours and 20 minutes, will be our next race here today. Will be the number 1 seed Thomas TS Jonte versus the number 8 seed Leslie Pro 04. So make sure you're here in about 2 hours and 20 minutes to see that race. Should be a good one, because the winner of that race will be playing RaikouRider in the semifinals of the winner's bracket. Two chickens freed and 3 L button no problem here's for Raikou today. Chickens will go on to lead happy lives, roaming free across Eagle Land. Congratulations to the chickens. We'll keep the stream up and see how Doc's progression 9 goes. As a reminder, Doc has a star pendant that Raikou did not. However, I believe Doc does not have, unless he picked it up when I was not looking, and apparently no one else was looking either. I believe Doc did not pick up the Franklin badge from floor 7. Doc maybe. Yeah, Doc is done checking out, trying to beat floor 9 with just Ness. I don't blame him. Just not having a lot of good luck there. So we're going to go ahead and cut stream here, but like I said, be back in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Temple will be hosting Thomas versus Leslie, the next match, and they will be facing the winner of this match, RaikouRider, in the semifinals later on. So stay tuned. Lots of good Earthbound Super Series Ancient Cave Tournament matches coming up. Thanks to Doc and Raikou for an excellent race. Be sure to check them out and follow them on their channels. And we'll see you all back here in a couple hours. Have a good one.